What can you do in the US but not in the UK? Stick around to find out. Hey guys, it's Amanda. If you're new to the channel, I post about my life and experiences living in the UK as an American. I lived in both countries for a considerable amount of time, and I've come across things I could and couldn't do in each country. So today, I'm going to talk about the things that I can do in America, but I can't do here in the UK. And on that note, if you think of anything you can do in the US but not here, please put it in the comments. And if you enjoy this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. Number 1, you can turn right on a red light, if there's no oncoming traffic coming, of course. Please don't try this if you're driving in the UK. I thought this was the same everywhere, but I was wrong. Thankfully, I was made aware, so I didn't cause any accidents. Number 2, see through the sides of public toilets. Now, I never really thought about the gaps in the toilet stalls until I moved here and realized there weren't any. And for those of you who don't know, the stall door in the States has like a huge gap at the bottom of it. I think it's just over like 12 inches. But there's also gaps in the sides of the doors. So if you actually look hard enough, you can see inside, which is weird. So it goes without saying that you have a smidge less privacy, and to be honest, I'm not really sure why that is. I've read numerous reasons why. It's cheaper, they're easier to clean, it's to stop like unwanted activities like taking drugs, or discourages people from like sitting there for ages. Who knows? But I much prefer the privacy of the sealed stalls. Number 3, carry a gun. Americans are allowed to carry guns as long as they have the proper permits to do so. This topic riles up a lot of people. There are very strong opinions on either side, so I'm not going to go into it for the sake of this video. Number 4, post letters from your house. As long as you have stamps on them, the postman will take it straight from your mailbox when they deliver the post that day. Because most mailboxes have like a little red flag on them, so you just flip up to let them know that there's ongoing mail in there. You don't even have to leave your house. I know there will be loads of British people watching this thinking that we're mad, just asking for people to take our mail. And yes, I agree, it is riskier, but it's just what's always been done, especially for people who live in the country like I did in Pennsylvania, because driveways are so incredibly long and it would take a postman ages to get to all the houses. Number 5, drive on the right side of the road. When in the US, you need to drive in the right lane unless you want to collide head-on with traffic. Now, it took me a little while to get used to driving on the left when I moved here, but to be honest, what really gets me from time to time is getting into the wrong side of the car when I'm going to drive off and go somewhere. Number 6, hunt. Hunting is massive in the US. So many Americans hunt throughout the year for their meat. Each state has their own hunting laws, but to put it simply, you have to have the correct licenses and you can only kill X amount each year during specific seasons like deer, turkey, bear, etc. It's not a free-for-all where everyone just goes out with their guns slinged over their shoulders just looking for the next animal to kill. It is heavily regulated. Number 7, use a garbage disposal. From what I understand, they aren't used outside the US, but it's basically a disposable device. Disposable?
Nice.
Disposal device. It's installed underneath your kitchen sink and it shreds food waste into tiny little pieces to pass through your plumbing. It is incredibly handy as I absolutely hate picking stuff out of the sink drain. Now, obviously people aren't like chucking like full plates of food in there. It's just like the tiny little pieces that are left when you're finished eating. Number 8, outlet in the bathroom. Unlike the UK, bathrooms in the US have outlets in them, so you can blow dry your hair and get ready all in one place. You don't have to go into a different room, which I'll admit I did find really annoying when I first moved here. However, I have mentioned this in one of my previous videos, and I learned something completely new from you guys, is that the reason that you guys don't have them in bathrooms here is that the voltage is 240 volts compared to the 120 volts that we have in the US. So it's a tad bit more dangerous, so I do understand it, but still, it was a little bit annoying. Number 9, eat spray cheese. Not that most of you will be running to the shop to buy it anyway, as aerosol can spray cheese sounds disgusting. Yes, I know it's not proper cheese, but growing up, I loved it, like especially on crackers. But saying that, I haven't had it in years, so I don't know how I'd feel about it now. Maybe I'll get my family to send some over. Number 10, legally own a pit bull. In the US, you can have these lovely dogs as pets. My mom has had one for like the last 10 years, and he's the best dog. It makes me so sad that they're banned in the UK. However, something I didn't know until researching this video is that in the UK, the Kennel Club doesn't recognize the pit bull as a breed, so there's no breed standard for it. Dogs can be classified as pit bull type and must meet like 15 specific physical features to be banned. I think some of them are like the size of the jaw, the size of the head, things like that. Unfortunately, if they do meet these criteria, the dog is most often than not confiscated and euthanized, regardless of their parents, their background, etc., which is truly heartbreaking. Personally, I think it should be revisited, as I truly believe dogs aren't born dangerous, it's how they're raised. Number 11, drive for hours on end. I mean, you could technically drive for hours here in the UK if you really wanted to, but it's a bit different. I know it all comes down to size, obviously, but I'm more talking about like being able to drive through different states. I mean, if you drove for 2 to 3 days, you could get from Pennsylvania to California, depending on how many stops you made. And so many Americans do this. They travel by car or even RV throughout the US when going on holiday. Number 12, buy Girl Scout cookies. I love Samoas, which are coconut cookies with caramel and dark chocolate. They're so yummy. You can't get them here in the UK unless you are on a US military base. Apparently, you can sometimes get them there. So if any of my lovely followers are near any bases, I wouldn't be opposed to you sending me a box or 5. I can't think of any other ones at the moment, but I'm sure there are plenty that I've not mentioned, so please leave them in the comments. It honestly still amazes me how many differences there are between the two countries, and I feel so fortunate to be able to experience them both. Also, I'll be doing a flip side of this video, so please leave anything that you can do in the UK but not in America, as I love hearing from you guys. And as always, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, smash that like button if that's what you're into, and I'll see you in the next video.